Well, when we talk about Sri Lankan agriculture, it's ended up with a lot of problems. And but the meanwhile, the news is that the government decided to remove the bans against the glyphosates. And then what happened? So when this government settled down, then the president decided to ban the glyphosates, and Venerable Atuli Ratanathero was leading in front against these chemicals. But the unknown reasons, they can remove the ban against glyphosates. But I don't think it's a good decision, because the chemicals makes a lot of problems for us Sri Lankans. Not only for Sri Lankans, but also in other countries, agriculture systems always that already destroyed by these harmful chemicals. So why Sri Lankans again decided to do it? So that's the problem. So when we talk about these, our agricultural system, it's definitely amazing. And Sri Lankans have a lot of traditions regarding agriculture. And they follow these traditions, and they are, traditional agricultural methods during thousands of years. And they were self-sufficient without supports of others. And this is called food sovereignty. That means all the inputs are produced within Sri Lanka. But in this time, the institute introduced these green revolution methods and green revolution agriculture. Then the things become different, and those things are not favored to Sri Lanka. So that's what the problem now. Now we are sacrificing our life for these chemicals. So our generations are ended up with a lot of diseases when they pass 30-35 years. So what we have to do, we have to definitely reduce the application of chemicals for our soils. The soil is a very important factor when we consider about the agriculture. But if the soil is dead, so it's not easy to rebuild it. So that's what the problem now. So even Sri Lankan conditions, in Sri Lankan soil is very much rich with high organic matters, and it's a live soil, and there are a lot of cycles of functioning of welfare, and that after the chemicals apply for our soil, the soil was dead. It's not a problem at all. So when the soil become dead, so you have to always apply the chemical fertilizers, because the soil is infertile. So that's the trouble. And then you have to apply the chemical fertilizers. So these chemicals are not produced inside the Sri Lanka. So then what's the problem? So you have to import them from the overseas countries, the producing countries. So we have to spend a lot of money to import the chemicals for Sri Lankans. Not only for the Sri Lankans, but the whole world suffering from this. So the Anuradhapura and Paramara Sri Lankans, first and second kingdoms. But now, altogether, they are not. Already, they are not kingdoms, and the things that there are a lot of kidney patients in here and there in the Anuradhapura and Paramara. So why we ended up with these problems? because of the wrong agricultural methods we practice after our independence after 1948. So misuse of soil and practicing the wrong agricultural methods. These both reasons are highly affected for the troubles. And so what now we have to do? We have to remove the application of chemical agricultural chemicals. So we have to rearrange our agriculture systems. So that means the organic or any other traditional methods or modern organic methods we must use, and government should support for these farmers that are the guys that doing the practicing these agricultural methods. So, but when this government is implemented, the President Sirisena represent against chemical fertilizers and especially glyphosate. I think it's a bad addition, and the Mr. Sirisena is not good in some sort of conditions. In this circumstance, he's doing the big decisions to stop the chemical fertilizers. But the tea farmers are always, always suffering. So they cannot weeding without glyphosate like that. So anyway, that is not a reason. So one reason, but I think international organizations forced Sri Lankans to stop application chemical fertilizers, to ban to remove the ban against these chemicals. So then what happened now? You can buy chemicals freely. So you can decide it to die with these chemicals. So I think this is not good. Definitely it's a problem. So generation to generation Sri Lankan peoples may die with unknown diseases. So what we have to do, we have to consider these factors, and we must stop the application of chemical fertilizers, and government should do it, and we have to apply the organic methods, and then soils become live. All the cycles are functioning, and then organic matter concentration and other things are very, very important manner. So no need to apply the chemical fertilizers then. So that's what we need. But then these companies are not meaningful. That's why they are trying to stop these things. So then actually they stop these things, and all the things are favored to them. So what we have to do now, we have to stop this problem. So unless we will end up with a lot of difficulties, even further. We always had to consider about these things. So I don't know what happened, but definitely this method is not good, and it should change for the organic methods. Let's stop the Sri Lankan's agriculture, and still agriculture is non-profit. So if these things are happening like this, definitely it will end up with a non-profit and non-utilized things. So farmer may be in a museum. So we no need to expect those horrible incidents. Please save our agriculture, and no need to apply chemicals for your farm.